Hello, welcome back to another video on Vedic astrology. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the effects of the sun if it happens to be in your first house. Please refer the Bhava chart and not the Rasi chart. Long time ago, in the year 1988, when I purchased my first book on Vedic astrology, the book titled Hindu Predictive Astrology by one of the great gurus of Vedic astrology in modern times, Dr. B.V. Raman. This book is a small book but contains the A to Z of astrology. One of the chapters was of special interest to me because it contained the information on what are the effects of the planets being in various houses from house number 1 to 12. As beginners, we all like to read this first before going on into the other aspects of Vedic astrology because this one is quite easy. All you need to do is just take your horoscope and find out where the planets are, and then take this book and start reading what if the sun is in the first house or the second house or the third house and so on. While it is a good practice to generally know what the sun in the first house mean, later on you will find out that whatever has been said has not really manifested. That is because we have not dealt with what is the status of the sun. If the sun is exalted or debilitated or in the sign of its enemy, is it with Rahu or is it in its friend's house or is it with its friend? What is the status of the sun? This is not being looked into most of the times, and that becomes the cause of errors. In Bhrigu Sutram, we get a lot of clues about what happens in the various conditions. In short, I refer to this as conditions apply because if you read simply the sun in the first house, that is not going to work all the time. For more detailed information, it is better to refer to the book Bhrigu Sutra because, for example, in this horoscope, you will find that the sun is in the first house, of course, but the sun is very happy to be here because it is exalted. Most of the positive things that are attributed to the sun being in the first house is likely to manifest in this person's life because the sun is in a very happy mood. Let's shift the Lagna to Tula Lagna, and right now in this chart sun is in the 7th, but we are dealing with sun in the first house. So let's bring the sun into the first house. This sun is totally different, in a different position because the sun is debilitated and is also occupying the sign of Venus, and that happens to be its enemy, and so the sun is in a very bad mood here. Whatever negative points that has been attributed to the sun being in the first house is likely to manifest in this person's life because the sun is in a bad mood. So in the next few minutes you will be taken through some slides. The first one is, of course, where it's very general if the sun is in the first house. So out of that, you note down the good points and the bad points. The good will manifest if the sun is more dignified, is beneficially placed, etc. And the bad would manifest if the sun is badly placed and afflicted. This is how you read the effects of all the planets, not only the sun. The sun is related to heat and fire and light, which keeps away the bacteria. So you can remember that the sun in the first house always gives you good health, gives you high immunity level, works opposite Saturn because Saturn is called the Roga Karaka, the Karaka for diseases, and sun being just the opposite will give you the opposite conditions, meaning that you will have good health all through your life most of the time if the sun is in the first house. As per Ayurveda, the human body is of 3 major types: Kapha, Pitta and Vata. If the sun is in the first house, then you will be a Pitta Prakriti person, meaning that you will be more of the bile and have an acidic stomach. So Pitta means it will translate into the conditions like blood pressure, problems associated with heat. You can remember this by associating heat with the sun, and most people who have the sun in the first house, if you touch them, you will find that they're always warmer than people who don't have the sun in the first house. Netra Rogi, eye diseases. If sun is in the first house, indicates serious eye trouble, especially those related to the retina, making it very difficult for the best of doctors to find a cure. Sun in the first house gives a lot of wisdom. The person is of good conduct whenever the sun is in the first house. Acidic stomach, this is related to the pitta type of people. At certain times, bereft of right knowledge and right sense. Highly intelligent. Speaks less. Will live away from birthplace. Happy. If sun is in Mesha or Aries, then great name and fame is indicated. If this sun in Mesha is also glanced by benefics, the person will be highly learned. Note that the sun is exalted or Ucha in Mesha Rasi, the first of the zodiac signs. If sun is in Tula, the person will be dignified but will be slow to learning and have serious eye problems. These ill effects will not be felt if the sun is glanced by benefics. Glanced means aspected by benefics. If sun is in Simha or Leo or Simha or Leo Navamsha, the person will acquire lordship over some territory. If sun is in Karkataka, Cancer, the person will be knowledgeable. He will, however, suffer from boils in the body due to heat. If sun is in the Capricorn, he will suffer from heart diseases. If sun is in Pisces, he will be submissive to women. If sun is in Virgo, the person will be father of daughters only. He may lose his wife and may not be grateful. From Brihad Jataka, the person will be valiant, obstinate, high level of ego, defective eyes, and cruel hearted. Brihad Jataka is a famous classical textbook. But if Aries be the ascendant, the person will be earned by himself but will still suffer from eye diseases. If sun is in Leo, the person may be night blind. If Libra be the ascendant and sun is occupying it, the person will be blind and poor as well. If the ascendant be Cancer and if the sun occupies it, the person considered will have reddish eyes, inflamed eyes. From the book called Saravali, sun in the first indicates lazy, short-tempered, proud, cruel, valiant, unforgiving. Cataract in his eyes if sun be in Cancer, defective eyesight if sun be in Aries in the ascendant. Sun in Leo may make the person night blind. If the sun be in Libra, will be poor and without children. From Chamatkar Chintamani, another classical textbook, has a good nose and body and a high forehead. He may be troubled on account of his wife and children and family. He may suffer from bile diseases, always traveling. His wealth is not constant. He has ups and downs in matters of wealth. The most common point is the sun in the ascendant adversely affects the eyes. So people like this, they must be very careful with their eyesight, must regularly go to doctors for eye checkups and consume nutrients that may possibly prevent an eye problem in the future.